Hello, everybody. Bobby here for Full Tilt Weather. Let's talk about Hurricane Ian. As we can see, it's already beginning to throw bands across Florida already at this moment. We'll go over to a live loop of it right now. It is beginning to make interaction at this exact moment with Cuba as it intensifies as very closely to a Cat 2. Very, very closely. Okay. So we're going to take down the IR run. As we can tell, it's in about 82 degree temperatures right here. It's going to be moving into about the same temperature brackets as it continues to intensify. This is our cone of unpredictability right now. Most models are projecting right around Clearwater, Florida. Maybe the eye wall stays a little west of Clearwater and it just gets the bands out over this area. It's still going to be very, very aggressive through this area. Right around Tampa, all the way up north of here to like Ochoa, over to the west. That's going to be your primary area. Tornadoes on the coast, coastal flooding, storm surge up to 10, maybe 12 feet is possible. Most models are agreeing with the majority of this area seeing right at about 20 to 30 inches of rain during landfall, which is expected Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Some models have moved in, hitting just south of Tallahassee. As you see here, this is the American model sets right here. The Europeans are thinking more across mainland. And we'll talk a little bit more about that now. The Hurricane Prediction Center is thinking it'll be a Cat 1 at this point, coming down from a Cat 3. It's expected to greatly intensify from south of Cuba into Florida and then begin to de-intensify as it goes over land. The question is going to be is how much does it de-intensify before landfall occurs? And this is really what we're looking at right now. So this is the European model set. Putting it right along that line, right on Clearwater. This is the American set. Going up a little bit north, it inching over, hitting Clearwater, but not the eye wall not crossing onto the mainland of Florida, and it turning back to just south or just southeast of Tallahassee. Well, why is this occurring? Well, I get this question a lot in messages. I've got it a lot on the page. I get it in my personal message box. We're going to go over why there's this huge differential in what the models think. Well, the main thing is we have this larger storm that went through Alaska about a week ago, been moving extremely slow across Canada. It's produced some snow across Canada, smaller amounts of snow around Calgary into the Thunder Bay region. Well, what's happening here is as this low dissipates, you can see it's greatly losing strength, 995 millibar. Well, what happens is when most lows this large rebound, they rebound as a high. So this is the European set. So here's your high bracket. And the reason it is expected to turn in the European sets is because just north of around Wisconsin into the Thunder Bay area, west of Thunder Bay, is expected to be a 1,033 high bracket. Well, you look down off of this line here, we're talking about southern Georgia, Alabama. This is about 1012 millibar high. Well, that's bouncing it into Florida. Then we look at the American run. The high is expected to form in the same area but move much quicker. So now we still have this high bracket. 114 bounces it over towards Florida. That high begins to evacuate in the northeast part of the United States, headed up towards Canada, back into Canada. So that allows it to come back into Tallahassee. These are the main current reasons that the target zone has remained between Tallahassee and Tampa Bay, because the models don't really know which one will be the current outcome. And it's all because of this large rebounding low. If this low stays stronger a little bit longer, it may never turn. This is remained a possibility. And that's the reason everything from Tallahassee to around Tampa Bay right in here has remained possible. But most models are in agreement now that the high will dig down more south and Ian will move closer to Clearwater, Florida. It appears to be the outcome currently. But if we go over to the spaghetti models here, as you can see, we still have numerous models that are pushing, thinking it will not get wrapped in that high. And it interacting with the high is the de-intensification formula. So what's happening here is whenever a low interacts with a high, the low always loses. The high always wins. There's no medium ground there. Sometimes the low can run from the high, but the high always wins. It either moves the low away from it, or de-intensifies the low, or kills the low. Whenever you talk about a hurricane, you're dealing with a low. So hurricanes don't work well in highs, basically. And this is our whole reasoning why the models are jumping from these two areas. And the true outcome, still a chance it could go south of Tallahassee. I would say that's about a 30% chance, looking at the way the low has evolved over the last couple of days. I've been watching this low over the southern part of Canada now for about 5 days. Most of everything is pretty well in agreement and has stayed on track to hit right around Clearwater, right in here. This appears to be the place. Either it makes landfall right around Clearwater, or it skirts right past Clearwater. Either way, that area is in a serious risk for hurricane winds. This coast is in serious risk for high storm surge. Tornadoes will be a threat as the outer bands begin to fold over the area. Flooding will remain a threat. The normal threats you see with hurricanes and tropical storms. But overall, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. I figured I'd make a video instead of typing all of this out. And this is kind of the model's differential of why it's thinking one way or the other. So I figured I'd tell everybody who watched, thank you. If you can give it a like, follow, well appreciated. Y'all have a nice day, and I'm out.